no wonderful unicycle running around, which is always very sad. How dare he mess with my combi in such a way?
It is double jump and tag team. Nothing too crazy for the offlane here. Norma owning quite a few Pango games, though, so I think almost over 1,400 there. So definitely a big Pangolier enjoyer, so I'm sure he's quite happy with that. But yeah, again, it's a pretty high armor lineup overall from the likes of Team Next Level, which means that this Pango is going to be a lot more utility based. Definitely going to go into the Spirit Vessel, I would expect. Could be a pretty tough puck game for a dual raise. We'll have to see how he navigates that. A lot of times we say, oh, it'll be a really difficult puck game, and then, you know, they just absolutely pop off and then they randomly die. Sometimes we say, oh, it's going to be, you know, a pretty free puck game, and then everything goes wrong magically. So we'll have to see which way dual raise is leaning today.
I don't really think it's on dual raise whether he has a good game or not. Realistically, there are enough answers to this puck where you have Aurora and you have Shadow Walk stun and you have Stormhammer and you have Dragon Tail stun and you have everything that a Ringmaster provides. All this stuff, it's a very difficult game for dual raise to play. It is very much on Fernan's to break these combos, to go in with the snowball save and allow puck to have a game. That, like, dual raise obviously is going to have to play well, but I think it very much is on this Tusk to make sure that the puck is allowed to play.
Yeah, mostly around difference for sure. The rest of the stuns are pretty playable around, but this Blink Dragon Tail will be a big issue, and the lane could be a huge issue as well. If difference has a good start to the lane, which a Dragon Knight definitely should, this lane can get quite brutal. One of the worst matchups for Puck, for sure. Just already Puck is a very low damage hero just in terms of base damage on the early levels, and then you can reduce that more with the Breathe Fire, make Puck hit for like 40 damage after on the Illusory Orb. Let's see how this goes. Difference did have a pretty stinky game one. Unfortunately, we'll have to see if he can redeem himself into this favorable matchup they've drafted themselves into.
Well, he lost the block, so this game's over. Already. No shot.
No shot by any means. Nicely done by dual raise. Get that first creep here. Norma, we'll have to see how this lane goes. I would assume that this just has to be a kind of a free lane for Bottega.
Yeah,
really have
probably.
to misstep, I think, to get caught too much. Nice. Oof. A lot of good damage there.
There might be a world where you're able to go and like get a. Sometimes we see a Pango go like skip. I know you're talking about the Spirit Vessel, but we see Pango like skip boots and just go straight to Fusel. And then that might give you something, but he's just going. I took a look at what he's got queued up here. He's just got straight Urn of Shadows queued up, which does give you early fighting power. It gives you some regen. You certainly can be a Pangolier that you're not always super happy about how much mana you have. You don't have super strong mana regen there, so that's nice. And it does give you that early playmaking that you might not otherwise have, and a way to get through this, you know, this Dragon Knight, this Fen, things like that. So for now, it's gonna be okay. He's having a reasonable lane, but yeah, this mid lane is just. It's not gonna get any better for dual raise. Not really. He's gonna be able to start to like nuke the wave down, but he's never really gonna be able to contest the damage that difference does. He will continue to get denied, and that's fine though, right? He's a Puck. He just plays the mid game. He does the damage anyways.
Typically, this it really gets annoying once the difference is gonna reach that level 6, and there's gonna be catapults and stuff, and you kind of pressure that tower. That's for sure when this matchup gets kind of really concerning. But until then, it's usually just really getting some annoying denies and making sure the dual raise is not going to have a very good start. Of course, I'm sure they were aware of this possible reality the moment they picked this Puck for the first pick. Should even things out slightly more now that dual raise is going to be level 3. Your Orb is pretty consistent for the last hits. Otherwise, lanes are going pretty fine. It seems like Infernal and Bottega are struggling a tiny bit in the CS, actually, but nothing too concerning yet.
Well, again, Infernal. I can't get too mad at Infernal. He's got a bounty hunter in his lane. Like, what exactly are you supposed to do? You're playing 2v1, and yeah,
so
sure, Beastmaster can
drag the wave. I guess that's about it.
I mean, sometimes Bounty Hunter gets to level 4. You get 2 points in Shuriken Toss. You just sort of like nuke down the support. That can be fun, but Yeah, by going Shadow Walk level 1, which is nice because it's a stun. It lets you kind of be around the map a little bit, snipe couriers. But by not going Shuriken Toss, I mean, you just have zero pressure on Flacco whatsoever. Although Infernal here, it's gonna think about rotating up, moving on UI, but then oh, the Fatal Bonds plus the Shadow Word is a lot of damage, Rojo. It happens to be doing a lot.
Yeah, it's part of the reason that they picked this up. Actually, Blood Grenade on the ally.
They're going to try to get you why. They got double bore ready to go, but the Shadow Word not only does it do a lot of damage, it also heals you up. So UI going to be brought right back up to about 30%. He's very happy. Passed a Tango as well. Eats that, and that go potential was not really much of it. Oh, interesting. He MLS took Janata level 2.
Yeah, he did. I'm actually wondering if they would have just gotten that kill if he went Shuriken Toss. Very possibly. Regardless, all in the past now. Infernal's lane is fine for having a bounty hunter. He actually has 9 hold denies. Again, Doom is not always the strongest laner. Mostly the Warlock that's supplementing him for that.
Now UI gets aggressive once again with the Fatal Bond to your Shadow Word as well. And we get MLS joins. He's like, great. What if I gave my life too? As Infernal's going to go get taken down. MLS is going to be fine. And I don't know. Maybe we're hating on this bounty hunter too much, Rojo. I don't know, but I am a certified bounty hunter hater, especially a Janata level 2 bounty hunter. That is.
Yeah, I think the Janata is a bit sinful for sure. He's probably still on at least like 20 gold. I'm sure he feels great about that. But yeah, definitely the no Shuriken Toss feels a little bit difficult. On top of the hero already being generally kind of just a grief in lane.
Don't worry though.
From difference.
And Norma's having a pretty good game though, all things considered. He is sitting here working with Fernands and that tech. Well, never mind. We talked about this. Doesn't actually work with Swashbuckle, but Tusk and Norma working together. He's just nuking the creep waves down, messing with any lane shenanigans, and sitting here right around where the Sven is, which is nice because the Beastmaster on the other side. Well, I guess it's good for both sides, right? For Team Next Level, but the Beastmaster is, we talked about it, not having a great game. He doesn't really have much to work with. He's died once. Every time they try to go on UI, there's a Shadow Word to keep him right back up to full. And, well, they were not able to. Like, this is the one thing that that Bounty Hunter should be able to do. You're an invis hero. You move around. You should be able to at least block the pull camp.
Yeah, and in the mid lane, actually, Doris did die to difference, which means that he gets his 6 right away. And it's pretty brutal, the puck matchup, as is expected, but going, I think, worse. Doris would want it to for sure. Maybe he gets lucky in the 50-50 on the rune, but oh no, look at that. A little nice snack, an arcane rune for difference, right as he gets to level 6. Very, very skillful to pick that up in the bot lane. Gonna pop the Dragon Form right away, of course. Has the 2 points in the passive. Can level it up again if he wants to. Gonna put a lot of pressure with this catapult onto the tower.
And there's going to hit level 7 off this as well. So again, we talk about getting more points to passive as Beastmaster just gets dove. Fernands makes the rotation over, identifies that there is absolutely nothing that this bounty hunter can do at all. I mean, I really think that this bounty should be like behind the tier 1 to try to snipe couriers because it doesn't really contribute anything to lane. So he's 1-1-1 in terms of skill. He's like a 1-point Shuriken Toss. Can do absolutely nothing to prevent this Beastmaster from just getting chain dove over and over again as the wave is just way far. UI is playing very aggressively here behind the tier 1, but they identify short of like a Sven rotation or something, a DK rotation. There's not a lot that can really punish him. So UI is level 5, just about level 6. They took the tier 1 tower at 7 minutes. Flacco, he has level 6 in the Black Grimoire if he wants it, but he's not really going to worry about that right now. Doesn't need it. And at least Sven is having a reasonable. Sven and DK are having a reasonable game. So even if the Doom is massive, the other lanes they're doing okay.
I think he's gonna pop. Maybe he pops the Grimoire. Yeah.
There we go. Drops it down. It's still a lot of damage on this DK.
+1.
Yeah, he got some XP out of it. I think there was a creep that died in the vicinity. Okay, enough of the haterade. It's fine. We've been over how I'm talking to myself here. We've been over how the bounty. I'm not a big fan, but this is going to be the tier 1 tower down first on the side of Yellow Submarine, and this is or first on the side of Team Next Level. This was supposed to be the DK taking the tower. and instead he loses his very early. And this is how this snowballs sometimes, right? You're like, I lost my off lane because of a bad lane. And then everyone that was in the safe lane just now starts rotating across the map and just snowballs the other lanes as well.
Yeah, these support levels are definitely a big concern. I mean, this is part of the value into the Warlock. Had a good lane, got those few Black Grimoire stacks. Now gets that level 6. It was, you know, Difference also popped the Dragon form, so he lost a lot of efficiency there. Just in terms of losing that cooldown to farm. And yeah, it's level 5 on Ferdinand's, level 6 on Flacco compared to level 4 on Hakoda, just about to take over to level 5 and MRLS. Not not something we need to talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah, we can stop hitting him. He's already dead multiple times.
Hakoda,
as now Ferdinand's going to go find Hakoda here. The box does not save you, and he's going to go down to Norma. By the way, you talk about the levels being bad. This was double Wisdom Shrine on the side of Team Next level on top of everything else. So, yeah, it's a problem. Infernal thinking about maybe making some move. And finally, the bounty, finding the value. Kills off a courier. This is everything you could ever want as a bounty hunter.
Nice little consolation for your pick. Difference and, of course, Soul Rays now have finally met in terms of net worth for the most part. Difference is still ahead. Pretty decently so, but doesn't mean too much. These supports are really going to be a threat moving across the map, and they're just beelining it towards Difference.
They are. We got it. We have the Pangolier on the way as well. Spirit Vessel done, but stuns now is really chained together on top of this Tusk, and they're going to say, oh, a Sven! That looks tasty. Maybe I can kill him too. Dual Rays, though, gets himself trapped on the high ground, and Bottega running away for now is going to get feared out of here. Tame of the Beast does a very nice job, and they're going to be able to get Norma down. Puck will not be able to find this Sven. He's on the high ground. Not quite enough vision. Not going to be able to stun him out, but that was a little bit too deep, I think. Yes, Bounty Hunter can do nothing in these fights, but diving under the tier 2, maybe a little bit too divine.
Yeah, I mean, they're really, really close to killing off Bottega with the Spirit Vessel, so it was almost a great move, but that was a very, very ambitious. Very nicely done from Hakoda. Infernal, unfortunately, will pay the price. Gets a rock dropped on his face. Doesn't have to use the Doom on Yawai, which I'm sure he's happy to hold on to, because he is doing very well for himself. It's not just that Beastmaster is struggling, it's that Yawai is also incredibly accelerated. They're going to try to kill Norma, but it's a little bit of a pipe dream.
The Dragon Tail stun. Tame the Beast as well, but not going to be enough. And now the Doom, big... Oh, he's going to go cancel. He's like, yep, they're running away. This is fine. Don't have to worry about it anymore.
I mean, it's just hard to see the moves that Yellow Submarine can make. Not a whole lot that they have to... And they're really just waiting for the blink from Difference. And until then, they don't really have any ways to get on top of these heroes. And obviously, Infernal is struggling a lot himself as the Dominator. So he can at least farm up for the time being, but he's not even cracked 4K net worth yet. Onto Infernal. He'd love to get into that Helm of the Overlord. Would love to get into the Auras. It is onto MRLS. The Dream Coil. Amplified damage is just enough to take that out. Dual Race will get out with the Curveball. So should be a quick little pick off onto MRLS. And he's finally gotten his 6, but they're getting very little value out of the Bounty Hunter track. Obviously, they haven't really used it to any meaningful degree. It can give vision for the time being, but it's, again, just hard to see where they're going to get kills off of this. Difference finally has the blink finished. Maybe they want to smoke off the back of this. It could be a very good timing for them to potentially get a kill, because right now they're just kind of bleeding farm across the map. Yawai is getting very close to being able to finish that Radiance once he does sell the Midas.
Well, Bounty Hunter did a very good thing just now. He brought the recipe for the mana boots to this Ringmaster. So, finding value.
Courier.
There we go.
He
kills couriers. He is a courier. It works great. But also, better for rotation here, trying to find the Doom. Unfortunately, he's going to TP onto the top side, where they're going to try to find something here. Not going to get Bottega, though. So just big, massive gank, 5-man gank onto the tower. They won't be able to get it, though. So both towers, both tier 1s, they're going to get traded right around this 13-minute mark. arguably a little bit faster for Infernal Indifference to take it down, but I said arguably because it was a little lower on the other side. But ganks are going to get dodged, and this is really where Yellow Submarine, they want to get active. They have, you talked about it, that level 6, they got track available on this bounty hunter. He's the vision hero. He should be breaking some of this stuff open. But if you keep dodging fights, you're just really not going to find the value you need.
Perfectly happy to dodge ganks for the side of Team Next Level, and they just want to get on top of heroes on their own end. They have a nice scan on the Bottega.
Oh, this is
gonna
big.
be really good.
Pops the Dream Coil on top of Bottega and the Ringmaster as well. There's the Rolling Thunder. Bottega is living just not long enough, but now Roar and the stun on top of this puck will fall. So they get one as MLS continues to run away. A little bit more damage on top of Fernan's, and they're gonna Ringmaster. Apparently, I could have sworn he died in the fight, but he will die at the backside of things. But now they got tracks on a lot of these heroes. That's a very deep Fernand's going to get stunned. He's under the tower, but the healing word,
he's living.
Actually going to keep him alive.
I thought that was going to go really badly for Team Next Level. It wasn't actually even a super advantageous fight for them, considering that dual rays did go down. But I was scared that was going to go a lot worse for them. So getting that kill off onto Norma, onto the Ringmaster, did salvage things at least a little bit. Still keep their lead pretty decently. Didn't lose too much, all things considered. And Yawai did finish off the Radiance, stung off that Midas, going back into the second Midas, which I really think,
one does.
I really think is quite comical. Just the concept in itself. Second Midas has hit the Doom.
I think you should be. I don't think you should be allowed to buy more Midas in a game than the hero has hands.
Well, you know, he usually has one at a time.
Well, we're gonna try to get on top of him here.
Ooh,
drops the blink, and there's gonna be Impalement Arts. Teams the Beast. Doom is dropped, but is he gonna get out of here?
Yes.
Yeah, he's gonna get on out of here. Snowball is long goodbye. Dragon Knight's gonna get taken down from the Doom, and MRLS tries to go chase this Doom down, gets healed back up, right back up to full. So Doom will fall, and Hakoda, he's not long for this world either. He's gonna hide in a box. Fortunately, it rained. The box kind of just dissolved. Didn't really work out all that well for him. So that move did now. That move didn't really work. I don't know that you can fight without your Sven at this point.
Yeah, which is hard because I don't know if you should fight with your Sven. I just don't know what you're much doing on the side of Yellow Submarine. Just the lanes went a little bit too disastrous. I think this MRLS unfortunately has not found enough on this bounty hunter so far to justify the pick by any means. Again, if you're picking bounty hunter and you're not really getting any kills, then the hero is kind of meaningless, unfortunately. Hopefully they will be able to find some kind of comeback fight for them. Obviously, you know, any kind of fight that ends up going well with the track is going to be a huge amount of gold. And Bottega is still quite strong on the Sven once he'll have Blink here in about 400 gold. He'll be level 12, which is a huge damage barrier. Maybe they can look for some big pickoffs. Dual Rays, again, is a very squishy target. Norma, I think, could die in a burst. But for the most part, Team Next Level is just playing together. It's Norma, it's Flacco, it's Fernandes in this three-man ball. Play around the snowball save, play around the shadow word, which has been surprisingly effective, Bayo. I feel like most of these fights, they would have just, honestly, I mean, they might have not won on Yellow Submarine, but they might have at least been about even trades if it wasn't just for the healing coming out from the Warlock.
Yeah, it's 450 total HP over 10 seconds is a lot, especially when we're talking about kind of dealing with this burst. As if you can go buy any space, you're going to get a lot of it back. So you're right. That Shadow Word is doing quite a bit to keep this Doom alive, to keep this Puck alive when he goes in. And, well, they will find the Puck, but he has a shield rune. So that's not going to be, yeah.
He has Blink.
Little too early. Puck knew that there was something coming because the net happened from the creeps, and well, you're not going to get netted unless there's another hero nearby. So clearly the bounty's there. So he was already kind of getting on out of there even before the bounty stun, and the gank squad not able to quite do what they wanted to do.
Yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate. They at least got Helm of the Overlord now for Infernal, who's definitely kind of clawed his way back into the game. Not as far behind as he once was, but difference is just behind him. It's not a great feeling. Yawai does step up, cracked for the moment, but no fear in his heart.
Well, they're going to find Fernand's at the start here with the Wheel of Wonder, everything else. Damage is going to pop him. So they do get this Tusk at the very beginning, who is incredibly important for a lot of these fights. But now, MRLS, he's revealed up, has to run. There's the Dream Coil. And honestly, you're spending a Dream Coil on this bounty is pretty valuable. But Godstring popped. Blink is available, but Bottega on the high ground here is just not finding the target that he wants. He wants this Doom. Ready. Yeah, that
was scary by Bottega.
He wanted the wave, apparently. Yeah, that was... You had the Pango right behind him, pump faking the Rolling Thunder. That was not a move that was going to work.
No, so it's good that he had the little bit of restraint there. Bottega is doing quite decently for himself, but Yaoi is just leagues ahead of anybody else. Full 2,000 gold over the head of Bottega, much so more over the rest of Yellow Submarine. Just about to finish a BKB for himself, actually. Very patient with it. The second Midas he can hold on to. Doesn't feel the need to sell it for quite a while. RLS will stalk in the top lane, get a track off. Not amounting to much for the moment. Again, it's playmaking is a little bit awkward for the side of Yellow Submarine.
They find a Coda. It was... he got the ward. Not really worth it, but at the very least clears out some vision on the bottom side of the map, which might enable this bounty to do a little bit more, like this Bounty Beast Dragon Knight attempt at finding some value. But for now, that's not really going to be what he needs. We're right around that 20-minute. It's hard to believe with how much has been happening, but we're just right around the 20-minute mark, so they're all going to go topside, trying to see if they can go and kill off this Tormentor. And, you know, with 3 heroes plus the hero creep from the Helm Dom, they should be able to pretty quickly.
That's
got to be careful, though.
Going to be sneaking it. Actually, not a horrible shard. Pretty annoying at this point in the game, and Infernal is barely going to get out. Is difference as lucky. Blinks straight away. Ooh, unfortunate little bounce there.
So they get the shard on the bounty. Bounty is still here, by the way. He didn't TP out. He's like, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to let you know what's happening. Now he's going to TP out. But yeah, Friendly Shadow is incredibly valuable. You put it on the DK, you put it on the Sven, as they're going after Roach because they know there was a big rotation top. That's a really nice, like, macro play we're seeing coming out of Yellow Submarine here. And there's just no way that Team Next Level can go respond. So they get the Tormentor, they get the Roche as well. And theoretically, Valve's plan was one team gets Roche, one team gets Tormentor. That's why they're on the other sides of the map. But they're going to get both. Going to be not ready to fight for a while because the Aegis on the Sven, he spent the God Strength to get the Roche. But yeah, you get that Friendly Shadow on a Sven, you get it on a Beastmaster, on a DK, whatever it is. That was a little bit ballsy, MRLS. I don't think that was the play. In fact, he's going to go down. Looks like Hakoda's going to survive for now, but there was no play to be made there. That was stealing about 50 gold and dying. Sorry, 12 gold.
Yeah, it's about sending a message. The 12 gold message may be worth slightly more. He dies. Norma did, by the way, get a dormant Curio Brigand's Blade, so I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps this up until 60 minutes. He'd probably take this as his tier 5. Definitely the best item he could have possibly gotten.
Yeah, that is very, very tasty here. As he's got his blink done, of course, brown boots, but he's working on that. He's working on a Shiva's pretty soon here. His Dream Coil goes down, kills off the Dragon Knight. And the problem here, realistically, Yellow Submarine needs all 5 to make, or at least 4 heroes, like, make kills happen for the most part. Everywhere on the side of Team Next Level, it's like Puck plus Tusk, Doom plus Pango, Doom plus Warlock. The 2-man kill squads on these pickoffs are just much more available than they are on the side of Yellow Submarine. There we go. You know, he actually does have the solo kill potential. A little bit more damage, but not going to happen. And that's the 9-second BKB. You got yourself a Warlock. It's something. You almost got the Pangolier. May I eat my words on strength of gank squads?
I think you may. The Caster Curse is quite strong in you. You need to learn the power of that, or to harness that power.
Look, dude, I grew up on StarCraft. Let me tell you about the Artosis Curse.
What is the Artosis Curse, Bale?
That is there's a all-time great StarCraft 2 caster by the name of Artosis. And he was known for it's like the Kyle curse. Every prediction that he would make, like we're doing the group stage of the GSL, every single prediction he would make, it's more likely than not he'd be wrong. You know, whoever's going to win the grand finals, he's going to pick the wrong hero, the wrong player every single time, because he just curses them. It doesn't matter how good they're looking before going into it. Like, the prediction was not bounded in fallacy. It's just he curses them every single time.
Yeah, there's a K-Droll in League. They like to say that whenever he says something like that, they say that he's ulting. He's ulting the team that he's praising, and they always seem to lose the games after he does that.
Fernand's going to go drop a sentry, kills off MRLS here. There's no way to get on out.
Number 6 on the death chart there. Has as many deaths as Yellow Submarine has kills. Surprisingly, the lead is not very much, though. Bottega is still having a good time. The lead is pretty much just between the carries here. Yawai just 3K above where Bottega is. He is level 18. Starting to think that's a little bit problematic for the Doom.
Yeah, he's doing 25% bonus damage to the entire team. Often it's like, yeah, Doom has this. Great, we're sitting in this situation. I'm higher level than the supports. I'm kind of blowing the supports up anyways, but being able to do 25% additional attack damage to, say, the Sven is very nice. Although Sven takes up to level 18 as well, so not going to be as much of a problem anymore. But it's one of the reasons why this Midas keeps getting bought and rebought on this Doom over and over again, is because if you can force yourself, keep yourself a level up on the rest of the game, your damage increases significantly.
Yeah, it's pretty meaningful. Sometimes you'll just see Doom doing decent damage into a carry on carry matchup, and then he switches to support. It's a 1 or 2 shot onto them. Pretty defensive positioning here for the likes of Yellow Submarine, using the friendly shadow quite nicely to put in the wake. Gonna use a smoke. I'll try and catch Dual Rays here. He did buy a Lincoln's. I do like that purchase from Dual Rays. Just no funny business. Straight into the defensive item.
Good news, though. Friendly shadow. Yeah, they're trying to find the rest of this team here. Bottega goes in, annihilates this Warlock immediately. Roar goes down on the backside, but good save from Fernand. Keeps this Doom alive for the duration of the Roar. Now the Doom goes down on this Dragon Knight. And Bottega very much kited out of this fight on the north side, kind of running away. Infernal gets jumped on top of by Yawai, and the Dragon Knight should fall as well. So 3 die. Bottega goes in. That's a dieback on the Warlock. That's actually very, very nice here. But now his BKB is done. He's going to have to TP on out of here. Do we have stuns? We do not. That's going to be the Aegis. He gets out, gets 2 kills, gets the same hero twice. But this DK, he's just getting doomed up and he's not allowed to fight.
Yeah, I mean, Difference is having another tough game, unfortunately. Lowest of the core is by a pretty big margin. Only has a Dragon Lance and a BKB really to speak of, level 14. Taking that much extra damage from Yawai, who is getting quite close to finishing this Assault Cuirass as well, which is going to be a pretty huge turning point, I think, for Yawai getting that plate mail item finished. And on to just Infernal's creep. Nice little 250 for Norma.
It's just as much as you would get for killing the bounty hunter.
Potentially more. Probably more impact around the map. But enough about MRLS. I mean, actually, the Friendly Shadow has been quite annoying, I will say. A free shard that he got. But outside of that, it isn't too much merit in fighting for Yellow Submarine. Of course, it's just Bottega who's outputting most of the damage, who does, by the way, have a Basher on himself. Not very often that you see the Basher Sven. Thematically and in theory, it makes sense. I'm having that Vanquisher innate, where you deal 30% bonus damage with the talent into stunned enemies, but it's not something that you see super typically. I guess it does make sense in the likes of a Pango and a UI. It's just a little earlier than I expect the Abyssal, I guess.
Yeah, we saw Yatoro playing like this in Fissure the other day. It was like yesterday, 2 days ago. And the problem becomes when you have this quick Basher, you can't really, it's hard to get Daedalus and Satanic to have slots for both of those when you are going for this Abyssal as well. But, you know, realistically, you're into a Doom, so Satanic isn't incredibly valuable as it is. So I kind of like it more in this game than kind of when we were looking at Yatoro doing it. And hey, if he's able to go and lock down this Pangolier would be the big thing. You can kind of get on top of this Pangolier and mess with the team fight problems. That seems pretty nice as well.
Yeah, I think the idea is fine. I do like Abyssal quite a bit on Sven. I think it makes a lot of sense. The backshot on its own is a little bit inconsistent. I feel like Sven typically has difficulty getting more than 2 or 3 hits off in a sequence. But if you can get that lucky bash with the harpoon, maybe you can stick on targets a little bit longer. Gonna finish up that Abyssal for himself. Sim level 20. Not a bad game state for Yellow Submarine. I mean, specifically for Bottega is feeling fine. That AC finishing, though, on Yaoi is pretty scary. It's a level 20, the Infernal Blade max HP as damage. It's a very, very scary Yaoi.
He's doing a good job, Bottega, of dodging the smoke for now, but Team Next Level is going to show up on the camps before they respawn, so he knows that someone farmed here in Bottega. 28 minutes. Going to be able to... He's actually doing such a good job of dodging this. Make sure that he gets the Wisdom Shrine as well. Runs away, and this smoke is not really going to land. Difference, though, he's going to have to be careful because
he's just about
sure, but they're just going to find the DK instead, trying to teleport on out of here. Do we have the stuns? Yes, we do. There's the Dream Coil. Difference has to pop the BKB and run away, but there is no running here whatsoever. So the bounty's dead. Difference is dead as well. That's poor DK, man. He thought he was safe. He was so far away from where the rest of from where Team Next Level was showing, and just not allowed to. He's just not allowed to have a game. It feels bad.
It's been quite a toughie for Difference, and I do like as well on Team Next Level that they decided to give this early gem to dual raise. He's had no problem holding on to it. Helps a lot with getting kind of jumped on by that friendly shadow. Obviously, is a huge nuisance for the likes of MRS already. Good game state for the likes of Team Next Level. They really would like this next Roche to go their way. No more losing Tormentor, losing Roshan. Don't want any kind of mishaps like that happened before, but it's a 7k gold lead. Yaoi feels incredibly strong. At least there's a blink now from Infernal. He's got blink BKB on the Beastmaster. Maybe that allows them to kill somebody who isn't the Doom, but for the moment, Yaoi is a very tanky lad.
All right, so I'm with you about this Lincolns, by the way, on the puck that you were talking about a bit ago about. It's good. He just gets it, no worries. But Track is a very easy Lincolns popper. So you do have this ability, if you are able to kind of pair things together, to just very easily pop this Lincolns and not worry about it too much. Of course, the puck is probably going to phase shift pretty much immediately, but you do have to be on top of that. For now, though, Roche, never thinking about it. Not quite doing so. What are we waiting on? Like, is it the Abyssal? Is the Abyssal the solution to Yellow Submarine's problems? Is that what allows them to start to look for fights?
It'll help a lot. I mean, it's a lot more likely to get a guaranteed kill if you can find that Abyssal. A lot more consistent, obviously, than the Basher. It's kind of just waiting for openings. I don't think they have to rush too much on the likes of Yellow Submarine. This Roche is going to be very hard to get because they did kill the first one, so that roar means they definitely can't sneak it. They're going to have to wait to try and get a pick off, but that is a nice scan, yeah.
Yeah, they know everything's happening. They're still going to find this. Sven pops the BKB just in time. There's the Doom. Looks for the roar. Do we have the damage? No. That Tusk saves the Doom for now, and now Bottega's just dead. Difference, he's stuck on the high ground. He's going to have to TP on out of here. That smoke found nothing. The scan was so well placed.
Yeah, the scan was really good, but that timing on that BKB from Yaoi was ridiculous. That is, obviously he knew they were there, but reacting in that manner of time was just very impressive by him. Leads to a very convincingly won fight. Leads to the Roshan and what was kind of like a 7k lead where you're like, oh, this is pretty easy to overcome if we get a really good fight, a couple track kills. Definitely not able to do so. Using kind of everything onto Yaoi, and then he gets snowballed on top of it, insult to injury. And again, we were talking about it in the draft. We would have really liked something to stop the snowball save from coming out, but they don't have anything on the likes of Yellow Submarine. So I kind of feel like if you're not finding Fernands, you're probably not finding a kill outside of some very quick executions.
Yeah, we're seeing the value of this Tusk versus the Sven as well. It's like, okay, Sven only fights in the duration of his BKB for the most part. And Snowball, as we're going to see Norma go in with the Shivas, but not find anything. Snowball lasts for 3 seconds. Like, that's half of your late game BKB. That you're just not able to do anything. Because now we're going to see Dream Coil go in. Box is going to be there. And Coda's trying to buy some space. But, yeah. We talked about the power of Doom versus supports. He just kind of, he hit him and he died. But, yeah, without... Okay, well, we do have spells available. Bottega does have God Strength ready to go. His BKB is up once again. But, you know, why is not the target? So they're trying to go for this deep wraparound with double friendly shallow, trying to find these backline supports. There we go. Blinks in. Sven's not going to find what he needs. Dragon Knight's dead immediately. And now, well, you just kind of, well, he doesn't have, yeah, you just doom him. Oh. He's dead. What are you going to do? There's nothing. He's going to go down, and that's going to be GG. Team Next Level, they kind of annihilated this game in an even stronger way than they did in game number 1. I did not see the value of this bounty hunter. I can see it's like, oh, if we're able to snowball lanes, it's going to be great. But they sold Infernal's lane very hard. That snowballed across mid, ruined the Dragon Knight's game, and then you're just trying to play 4P1 with this Sven. And Sven, in this game, did not have the value. Like, the hero didn't have enough value to be able to 4v1 this or 1v5 this.
No, not at all. Yawa got way too big. And honestly, like, things just got really tough, I think, around the timing where Flacco got the 6 very early off the back of that really strong lane, walked into the mid lane, got that kill in a difference right after he popped the dragon form. The game felt hard from them because Difference did have a really strong game. He was doing very well in lane, and then after that happened, he kind of just didn't contribute anything. They went for the blink, but they were so far behind at that point that it felt like he had no one to play with, which I think was also part of the issue. MRLS wasn't really able to play with Difference. It really fell apart for EL Submarine. Team Next Level definitely had their number in this game, but unfortunately they did not draft themselves into a super strong position with the way that the game played out. And it doesn't mean, unfortunately, that they are going to drop into the lower bracket. And Team Next Level, we were hoping that there wouldn't be a stomp similar as we had in our last series, Bayo. Not so lucky today.
No, it was not a stomp as similar to our last series. It was worse. You want to know how many... You want to know how many track kills there were in that game, by the way? There were 4.
I don't want to.
200 total track, ignoring the goal that MRLS gets himself from track kills. 200 total gold into the coffers of his team from this bounty hunter pick.
That's value. That is basically the same as killing a ward for a century. That's pretty powerful stuff there. But it is unfortunate to see them go into the lower bracket like that, but they still have time to send it to the drawing board. Maybe, hopefully, they can get some better games for Difference. I think he definitely struggled in this series. Was a lot of pressure on him from the way that the kind of Flacco and Fernand's played around his lane, but nothing really panned out in Yellow Submarine. And in that first game, it was close, but in the second game, it was tough. Yep.
Not quite what they need, but they will go. They'll run into MOUZ tomorrow in the lower bracket. They're going to try to see if they can continue their run and then maybe get, well, actually not some revenge, but then if they win, they play for Pirates or OG the following day. So the lower bracket run continues, or begins, I guess, for Yellow Submarine. But on the other side, tomorrow, I believe it's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to have Liga Team versus Team Next Level in the upper bracket finals to determine who moves into the grand finals of Series 4 here of Season 2 of the CCT. But for now, Rojo and I, we're done. The day's over. The games are over. Enjoy the rest of the games through the rest of the week. We're done here, Rojo. It's been a good one. Stay safe.
Thank you, guys.